We all have those games that sit on your wish list for a while and you're just waiting for the moment to pick them up, and for me, that was this. A simple photography simulator, or so I thought, and I thought this would be right up my alley. I do real life photography, and this game seemed to include a bunch of locations that I've actually been to in real life, allowing me to revisit them and take some shots that perhaps I didn't manage to get on the day. Above all that, it looked absolutely stunning, and that's all I really wanted out of it, was a simple, maybe half an hour experience, being able to wander around a virtual environment that's been crafted masterfully. But what I got out of the game was a lot more than that. So today we're taking a break from the usual VR gaming programming and talking about Lushfoil Photography Sim. Now, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't know what this game was, and some of you may even hesitate to call it a game.
It's about £10 on Steam and on console, and is currently on sale during the Steam summer sale.
But it's a photography sim, as the name suggests, and that's pretty much it on the surface. You travel around environments taking photos of whatever you want, and also photos of certain objects with certain compositions, and finding collectibles, which then lead you to unlock variants of the area that you're in and unlock new areas altogether. There are quite a few in the game, and each are fairly expansive considering you have to walk around them on foot. Some highlights for me include Iceland, Kyoto, other areas of Japan as well, and Nepal. Each offer you a very different environment to take photos in, and I found this genuinely is a good tool to practice composition, lighting, and general photography principles. Your main camera is a DSLR, and I do wish we had a mirrorless option, but you can also pick up some film cameras, digital, and camcorders throughout each of the maps, along with a drone in a certain map to allow you to think out the box and allow you to get some more interesting shots, but for most of my playtime, it was spent using the DSLR. I absolutely love the fact that you can use either a telephoto zoom lens or swap between several other prime lenses. These are all incredibly accurate to real life, and I found myself actually admiring the shots that I took, especially around the Torii Gates in Japan, because they looked like the shots that I took when I went there earlier this year in real life. I could mirror the settings and get very similar results between my actual photos and Lushfoil. I recently got a 1440p monitor as well, and loading this up for the first time absolutely blew me away. It's truly a stunning game, and on the surface, it's pretty easy to see why. The areas are expansive, the skyboxes are huge, the lighting is beautiful, and every single inch of this game is packed with detail. But that's the main draw of it, I guess. You're playing this because you want to experience environments that you either haven't seen before or ones that you want to relive, and for me, it was a bit of a mix of both. When you inspect the individual assets, some do look very photorealistic, but others don't at all. However, it's the art direction of Lushfoil that makes it seem so realistic in terms of the shots that you're taking. You can look at some and actually fool some people into thinking they're of the real thing. Some maps are more impressive than others, in my opinion, but one in every couple shots was seriously impressing me with the lighting and art direction. Most of the photography you'll be doing will be environmental, but there are some animals about and structures to frame up. However, I don't really want to just break down the gameplay and mechanical loops of this game, because I feel like that's doing a disservice to how I felt while playing it. In one day, I put 5 hours into Lushfoil, and even if I never touch it again, it's given me something quite special. And it's something that I didn't quite expect. When I loaded up the map set in Kyoto and headed up the many shrines on top of the mountain, I was suddenly greeted by a skybox which is clearly a photo of Kyoto, the city. It's taken exactly from real life, and if you whack on the longest focal length and inspect it, it does fall apart a little bit because there is a lack of depth, but this particular area of the map was modeled exactly like the overview part of the actual mountain itself in real life is. When I stood up there myself, I took a very similar shot to this in real life, and it brought all those feelings back, and it's not something that a video game can do easily for me. The layout of the gates as well is incredibly accurate, at least from my memory, to what I experienced there, which is something that I genuinely didn't expect. And heading into the streets of Kyoto down at the bottom of the map, even though it is fairly limited, brought back all the feelings of seeing that architecture in real life, and for some reason managed to create a feeling of nostalgia for a trip that was only a couple of months ago, and that's impressive for a game like this. I think it helps that the sound design and the music is utterly fantastic. I'm going to try and play a little bit for you here now, but some of it is copyrighted, so you're only going to get a couple seconds. But but those music tracks and the peaceful nature of the game were just right up my alley. It was exactly the same feeling when I loaded into the map set in Iceland. I've been a couple times in real life, and the landscape and geography is just recreated so accurately. I believe this game was made by a solo dev, or primarily by a solo dev, and this is incredibly impressive. To loop it back round to VR as well, you can actually run this with Unreal Engine VR Injector if you want to and play it in virtual reality, because this is made in Unreal Engine 5. That means it isn't the most optimized, but to be honest, I don't need incredibly high frame rates of 100 plus frames per second for a game that I'm slowly wandering around and taking snapshots in. I'd rather prioritize fidelity over that.
Lushfoil also has some genuinely innovative features. For example, if you take a shot on a certain map and you want to go back and revisit that area, you don't have to track all the way back. You can just head into your photo library, select the shot, and press quick travel. This will take you back to exactly where you were, have exactly the same camera settings as you did last time, and allow you to traverse around the maps with absolute ease. And this is just a really impressive feature because it's instant. Overall, Lushfoil Photography Sim isn't going to be for everybody. Hell, it might not even appeal to some photographers because they might be able to go out and simply take these shots in real life whenever they want to, but there's just something special about the visual direction of this game coupled with the music along with the gameplay that comes together to make me want to come back and explore it even more. Overall, I just really enjoyed Lushfoil. And if you have any interest in it, go check it out on all the platforms that you can, because if you like this sort of thing, it's worth it.
I wanted to dedicate today's video to it because I've been really enjoying it over the past couple of days. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to our patrons and members who are all on screen right now, and I'll see you all in the next one.